That's the thing about people like this. Whatever I want to say, because I don't get the same energy back. Actually, evil. I will automatically cross you out. Oh my god, like girl, what is that attitude? I would rather be alone than to be around people who I just. Why are you exploiting my insecurity? She just always had nothing nice to say about me, especially, and I noticed in Hi girlies, welcome back to my channel. I'm Trisha. If you're new here, welcome. And today I'm going to be continuing one of my favorite series and also crowd favorite, which is just me sitting down and just yapping together with you girls or guys about 20 something topics. We've explored grief, we've explored overthinking before, and family and friendships. And today we're going to talk about the very popular topic once again, friendship losses. I think in your 20s, you experience a different kind of friendship growth. And when there's growth, there's also losses. But I think that's the whole issue around it, that we don't talk about how we process those losses, or we don't talk about how we outgrow friendships that often. More often than not, we actually choose to stay. So today's discussion is around that, and I'm going to be reading your guys' submission from Instagram. I received an overwhelming response, so we're just going to continue reading those that I didn't cover, and I'm really excited. So grab a tea, or if you're in the bed, get cozy. If you're doing work, I hope this will entertain you somehow. So without further ado, let's just get into it because I'm excited to explore. However, before we begin, I do want to explore a concept that recently I've journaled about, which is essentially, I understand people who choose to have smaller circle of friends, but also people who choose to just do everything with their significant other. So in your 20s, you'll start seeing a lot of your friends start having their boyfriends, or they even get married, sometimes really early in their 20s. And at first, I kind of get it. It's a lot easier. You don't have to explain your values anymore because you're always with this person, so this person knows you. But as I was journaling, I realized that there's a problem with this, and that is that your whole identity is conformed into one. And I think that's what really triggered me and irritated me the most, that we sort of need to conform, and it's no longer about complementing each other. And this happens subconsciously and truly without you even realizing, which is so dangerous. I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you're in a relationship, I don't care if it's short or it's been super long, you're married, I personally think that it's super important that you have separate hobbies so that you can maintain you as a person, and you can continue to feel fulfilled in relationships because you guys have different things to bring into the relationship and at the same time complement each other rather than conforming yourself into one. So think about it. People in relationships, they'll do everything together. They go eat together, go to work together, maybe they study together, they travel together. I think that's when it just becomes not very interesting, especially to my girlies. Okay, I get it, we do have attachments, we have our anxieties around certain things, but it's so liberating to be able to do things on your own and to have things that you can say it's yours. So that's just my take, hot take maybe, because I think some people might disagree with me, which is fine. I'm open to listening to different opinions, but this was just something that I was journaling about. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, we're gonna go through some short prompts that you guys submitted on Instagram. The prompt, if you're not up to date, I asked, what made you grow out of your friendship? So we're gonna read through some of the responses. The first one is plain simple, but she said, being gaslighted. I think gaslighting can be confused with misunderstanding. I think there's a fine line. It takes a level of having the same wavelength as that same person to not mix between if you're being gaslighted or if you're being misunderstood. But I think the core feeling to being gaslighted is that you're not being heard. In a context where you're being misunderstood, the person is still listening to you. It's just that they understood it differently, right? So there's still an essence of empathy or sympathy in the context where you're being misunderstood. Whereas when you're gaslighted, the person doesn't even care. It's all about them. In any instances where if it's an acquaintance, a friend, I will automatically cross you out if you gaslight me because why? Ooh, this one is kind of interesting. When she treated the waitress meanly, the superior complex she got after succeeding. This is also another thing. If you notice another person, like how they treat strangers, I think a lot of that attributes from their upbringing. So, how they were raised. Sometimes people yang macam did not receive enough love. From my observation, I've realized that they developed the superior complex as a mask or to disguise their insecurity so that they can hide that feeling of fear of rejection, I believe. It's really just deep rooted in childhood trauma, in my opinion. I would immediately get the ick if I see my friend or a friend to be acquaintance, a colleague, treat really, really meanly to especially social workers. Even like people who work at janitors and BB ke macam tu, like I don't think you should treat them meanly because they're just doing their job at the end of the day. Oh my god, this next one is so good. She said, I always hold back whatever I want to say because I don't get the same energy back. Reciprocation is 100% key in successful friendship in my paradigm because it's just like awkward. For instance, super happy, you're telling them about, something good that happened to your life, and then they reciprocate it with like, oh really? Good for you. Like, girl, what is that attitude? Are you not happy for me? It makes you like overthink things and you start wondering, Matam, where is this coming from? Rumination, and it's not worth the energy. So I would completely understand why you would hold back whatever you want to say. But at the same time, I feel like if you ever feel the need to hold back whatever you want to say to your so-called friend, she is not your friend. You need to cross her out and slowly distance your way. Oh my god, this other one is not in the context of the prom, but she just said week 10 in uni and still got no friends, crying almost every day with the sad emoji. Oh my god, girl, lay. Hear me out, okay? It's so much better to have no friends than to be in a room full of people where you feel like your loneliness is exemplified. You feel me? Girl, like, I would rather be alone than to be around people who I just know doesn't make me feel good. And if you're a girl, you have your gut. You know that stomach feeling? You gotta trust that. Grieving about not having friends is also valid because memang we grew up having friends, neighbors, somewhat cousins, siblings, and then suddenly you're in a foreign place, with no familiarity. I think it's valid to cry, but at the same time, I'm just reassuring you and telling you that it's absolutely fine. One of the things I did, because I'm also in uni and technically I don't really have friends here, mostly just colleagues. The people that I meet are people that I work with. I go to uni and I have to work with them. Tujo. But in terms of like emotional, personal depth in friendships, I don't have that here. And sometimes I do feel lonely in uni. So what I do is I focus on what uplifts me. I decorate my room, I explore my hobbies, I focus on things that would make me happy, filling my own cup essentially, and that's what you should do. Ooh. Okay, babe. So this is like a long one. So this girl shared her little experience on what made her outgrow friendships. She said, I realized she never clapped for me, even on my achievements. She made it all about herself, calling me funny names in front of people, even though I told her I don't like that many times. Laugh and make jokes on my insecurities. Number 1, tone deaf. She grew up comfortably rich, always belittle someone from poor family. Number 2, knowing very well I'm from a poor family. LMAO. Couldn't accept that our other friends are comfortable sharing their secrets to me and not her. We stopped talking since 2023, but this year, I found out she's still talking bad things about me. She always finds something to hate, even there was nothing to hate. I don't know, I just got the ick. And also because you said that you made it very clear to her that you don't like it, meaning you've asserted your boundaries and yet she still continues doing. Dia macam, why are you exploiting my insecurities? Portray shame onto me. Why are you trying to bring me down? What are you doing? That's the thing about people like this, is that I used to like think that people like this they're actually evil, very evil, because it had happened to me before. Okay, I had this one girl and she just always had nothing nice to say about me, especially, and I noticed in front of a lot of people. I talked to my therapist about it, and I remember I was like, oh, I hear her so much, so evil, and I was crying to my therapist, and my therapist said, you know what, Trisha? I bet she doesn't even know that whatever she's saying is actually harmful. And that's when it hit me. My therapist said, macam, have you ever considered maybe that her parents speak to her that way? Her parents has never ever said nice things to her. That's why macam she's the way that she is now. She just like talk bad about other people. She just has nothing nice coming from her mouth. And in contrary, you also need to realize that in this world, not everyone learns and knows the same thing as you. A very good way to describe this would be, not everybody has the same level of awareness as you do. And it's not to excuse their behavior or enable their behavior. Rather, it's giving them the benefit of the doubt so that we don't spiral into negativity and rumination and, feeling bad about ourselves. And when we have this understanding that other people they just come from different backgrounds and you can't do anything about it. And rather, you feel sorry for them. Just give them the benefit of the doubt lah. And also, it's not good for our brain. So much negativity. Next. Okay, another story. I dah kawan dengan my friend 13 tahun. I don't know lah why dia unfollow I and delete nombor I. I chat dia pun kadang dia tak reply before this, so that I pun dah malas nak layan and I pun delete nombor dia juga. But sometimes I feel sad lah, cause she still rapat with my other friend and celebrate birthday. Well, me, no one pun celebrate my birthday. Sad emoji. I don't know lah. I selalu rasa dipinggirkan kalau dengan diorang. Then dia cut off I sedih lah sampai nangis. Like, how could you? Sad emoji. I tak tahu silap I kat mana. And I tak nak tanya. I kadang tanya sihat ke apa pun tak jawab. Ke sebab dia banyak sangat tolong I. Padahal I selalu bagi dia hadiah time birthday or whatever. Tapi dia tak do the same thing pun. Alamak, sedih lah pula baca. I think like the harshest but nicest way I can say this to you, even though I pun rasa kesedihan you, is that take it as a hint lah. Maybe diorang dah tak mau lah. Orang yang tak mau kita, kenapa kita nak mau dia? Faham tak? Janganlah macam tu. Kita macam tak payah bagi desperate energy. Memanglah ni pasal girlfriends kan. Tapi macam bukan boyfriend, Okay, kalau boyfriend, you jangan kejar boyfriend you lah. That's... Okay? Listen, okay? If you duk sibuk-sibuk kejar lelaki, tak mau begitu. Tak payah. Dia nak pergi, biar dia pergi. You tak payah kejar dia. Jangan buat apa-apa. You duduk je. Duduk pergi iron tudung tu. And you punya kiss dah banyak kali kan. Lagi birthday pula tu, I rasa macam take it as a hint lah kan. Tak apalah. Kita tak payah explore sangat. I think it's good that you consider lah macam apalah salah aku, apalah aku yang jahat. Tapi kalau diorang pun tak nak suarakan, it means like they think, in my opinion lah, they don't think that the friendship that you guys had is something worth saving. Hence, that's why I said you should just take it as a hint that maybe the friendship is not going to work. Because if you keep holding on into something that is not aligned with you, how do you expect good things to come to you? It's okay, babe. Listen, grieving is a natural, physiological phenomenon. Let yourself grieve. Let yourself feel sad that the friendship didn't work out. Journal about it, but don't ruminate too hard on what went wrong, what you did wrong. I think it's good. Maybe you can journal out like macam what you feel like you could have done better for future friendships. Tapi macam stop having that victim mentality of macam it's all me, it's all my fault, because it's not going to do you any good. Lagi-lagi sebab they did not tell you what you did wrong. Okay, we're going to do another one. This one is also a bit lengthy, but we're going to go through, okay? How do you do that? Walk away without hurting anyone. They're rude, yes, but they don't realize that and correcting them slash asserting boundaries would only be draining and tiring for us, considering that they don't realize the impact of their words and actions. If I were to list down everything what they said from the beginning, it feels like I ni dari awal dah macam busuk hati lah kiranya, tapi tetap kawan. And my friend's jenis yang lurus punya person, I don't think she will ever understand why I'm hurting. I feel tired constantly having to be the bigger person, and why everyone can tolerate with her way of living, the way she talks and acts. Well, I can't do that. Why everyone's so cool about it, and it seems that I'm being oversensitive. I'm her high school friend, and I supposed to have more genuine friendship with her. Ooh, this is an interesting thought process that you have that I also feel would be a really great journal prompt. That it's like basically in this context, you rasa macam ada this person in your life and she's affecting you so much, tapi you realize orang lain okay je kawan dengan dia. So does it mean that she is the problem ke I am the problem? I have had instances like this juga. I like people who think like this, you know, rather than completely macam cakap, oh dia ni jahat. Like, I get it. You said, if you can list down all the things, like I have had a friend where I felt like I had to do that. I had to list down all the crappy things that she did to me. Tapi like, what good does it bring, right? I mean, for the sake of your sanity, yes, you can do it. Tapi macam, if you're gonna go around, tell people all the crappy things that she did to you, what good does it bring? The larger scope about things like this is that when you feel like you're the problem, perhaps it's just that you two are not aligned. This person can operate well with other people and a lot of people, tapi just you. So it just shows that maybe you guys when your values are not the same. And stop trying to force a friendship. Period. Alright, girlies, so it's been half an hour filming this, and I think this whole video can be concluded. Let me know if you want another part to this friendship discussion for my 20-something series. I would love to talk about it, and I hope you girls are happy to hear from me, and thank you so much for those who responded. I hope you will also look forward to hearing my journal prompts and just my thought process behind this whole topic. Let me know what 20-something topics I should talk about. I feel like the next topic we should talk about like men in general, but like we're gonna talk about men in their 20s, like your experience with men in 20s and yeah, things like that. Because I think for me, the men punya experience with the opposite gender essentially is so different than when I was in high school and just like early into my 20s. Right now, my whole vibe is like so different. I have so many stories to share. And I also want to hear your stories juga. So let me know if I should do a segment on that, and I will post on Instagram stories and we'll explore from there. I don't know. Let me know what other topics you want to hear. I love you guys so much. I'm sending virtual hugs and kisses from my uni hostel, and I will see you in my next video.